Hello, all. Today we'll start with the chapter 2. What is the problem? It is safe to look within. So, I think this is a conversation with Louis, the sessions. She talks about my body doesn't work. It hurts, bleeds, aches, oozes, twists, blows up, limps, burns, ages, can't see, can't hear, is rotting away, and so on. Plus, whatever else you may have created. I think I have heard them all. My relationships don't work. They are smothering, absent, demanding, don't support me, always criticizing me, unloving, never leave me alone. Pick on, pick on me all the time, don't want to be bothered with me, walk all over me, never listen to me, and so on. Plus, whatever else you may have created. Yes, I have heard them all. My finances don't work. They are non existent, seldom there, never enough, just out of reach, go out faster than they come in, won't cover the bills, slip through my fingers, and so on. Plus, whatever else you may have created. Of course, I have heard them all. I'm just talking about the problems, right? Um, mm, so, my life doesn't work. All these are the statements she might have received from the inputs from her clients. My life doesn't work. I never get to do what I want to do. I can't please anyone. I don't know what I want to do. There is never any time for me. My needs and desires are always left out. I am only doing this to please them. I am just a doormat. Nobody cares what I want to do. I have no talent. I can't do anything right. All I do is procrastinate. Nothing ever works for me, and so on. Plus, whatever else you have created for yourself. All these I have heard and more. Whenever I ask a new client what is going on in his or her life, I usually get one of the above answers, or maybe several of these answers. They really think they know the problem. But I know these complaints are only the outer effect of inner thoughts pattern. Beneath the inner thought patterns is another deeper, more fundamental pattern that is the basis of all the outer effects. I listen to the words they use as I ask some basic questions. What is happening in your life? How is your health? What do you do for a living? Do you like your work? How are your finances? How is your love life? How did the last relationship end? And the relationship before that, how did it end? Tell me about your childhood briefly. I watch the body postures and the facial movements, but mostly I really listen to the words they say. Thoughts and words create our future experiences. As I listen to them talk, I can readily understand why they have these particular problems. The words we speak are indicative of our inner thoughts. Sometimes the words they use do not match the experiences they describe. Then I know that they are either not in touch with what is really going on or they are lying to me. Either one is starting point and gives us basis from which to begin. And very beautifully she talks about the exercises she give. The first exercise is I should. The next thing I do is to keep them a pad and pen and ask them to write on the top of the piece of paper. I should. So I'll just revise this once again because this is very important. Let me pause here. Okay, as we did the exercise, let's move forward to see what Louis Hay says. So the exercise was I should to be written on paper with 5 to 6 lines, right? The sentence should start with I should. Some people find it difficult to begin, and some have so many things to write that it's hard for them to stop. I then ask them to read the list to me one at a time, beginning each sentence with I should. तो जैसे मैंने लिखा है, I'll just prompt, I should be perfect in managing house and career. I should start earning money immediately from IT job. I should love my family because first of all I got arranged marriage and then the child is there. I should always stay positive because of course I'm a coach. I should suppress my feelings and not express the way I am because it shows my weakness. So these are my should list. Let's see what she says. You can read yours as well. So um, where was I? As they read each one, I ask why. Okay, so I should also ask myself. I should be perfect in managing both, home and career. So why is that important? But I don't want to answer, but why is like because I'm a woman, to uh, women usually do this. They take care of the house and also these days they are independent, financially independent. So they need to manage, they need to bring balance is what is the word, but usually in my coaching I use as harmony. So it's not balance, it's the harmony, how you integrate your household activities with respect to your job. But again, I'll not come to that because I already have a different perspective now. But okay, I should start earning money immediately from IT. This is one of the force that I'm getting continuously, and that is why I'm doing this. So it is the why is because I think early me was this is a force, and that is what why I was not doing it. The newest version of me is like I can, since I can harmonize my home and career, I am planning to get back because now I'm there is a process created and I'm stable in what I'm doing in coaching. So it hardly if I even if I spend less than 10 hours in a week with respect to coaching, I think that is more than enough. For me it is the more I can invest time in doing something more. So since I was into IT, I planning to get back. So again, this is a different perspective which came after an evolution. Earlier me was I should start earning money, and I was like it was a force, and that is why I was not doing this. So very beautifully she says the answers that come out are interesting and revealing, such as my mother that said I should, because I'm afraid I'm not, because I have to be perfect. Well, everybody has to do that because I'm too lazy, too short, too tall, too fat, too thin, too dumb, too ugly, too worthless. So this is what she received answers, and I can totally relate to this. So might be you can also relate. Okay, coming next to these answers show me where they are stuck in their beliefs and what they think their limitations are. So yeah, even I figured out while practicing this that okay, the earlier me would have mentioned all these in such manner, and that is why I was also stuck once in a life. So all these limiting beliefs which is not helping me grow is what we need to remove, and this is the actual problem. Like earlier she said that people tell this, or finances are not working, or life doesn't work as they want, or those are not the problems. The real problems are this. So further she says I make no comments on their answers. When they are through the list, I talk about the word should. Wow, this is very beautiful. You see, I believe that should is one of the most damaging words in our language. Every time we use should, we are in effect saying wrong. Either we are wrong, or we were wrong, or we are going to be wrong. I don't think we need more wrongs in our life. We need to have more freedom of choice. And from here, the word came as good. I would like to take a word should and remove it from your vocabulary forever. I had replaced it with the word called could. Could gives us choice and we are never wrong. So now it is like, if I replace it, I could be perfect in managing both house and career. If I'm not able to, I'm fine with it. So abhi wo, that heaviness of being perfect in something, I just released it. I could start earning with my IT, with respect to my coaching. And, now there is a choice that someday I can do this and some days I can, or I can, invest more time here and partial time or side hustle there. So these are all coming up with the choice. I could love my family more, and it's no, I don't want to keep it as like it's an arranged marriage, or with the kid is already there. So now I love myself also, and if I can do some things what they love, so there is again a choice. If I do and they love me for that, it's good. If I don't do and still they are loving me, it's good. But my love should not become lesser, with their expectations. So I could manage all those things. I could stay positive. If I want someone to speak, I have the community, I have the people around me to express myself, and it's not a problem in saying that I have a weakness. There is no, there is no, uh, what I can say, there is no force now to the way I am behaving. Now I am choosing myself. So, what she says next is, I then asked them to reread the list one time, one item at a time, except this time to begin each sentence by saying, if I really wanted to, I could. And see, very beautifully it came up now. Even I already replaced and said whatever statements I have mentioned, and it really feels different. You can also do the same activity post this call. This puts a whole new light on the subject. As they do this, I ask them gently, why haven't you? Now we hear different answers. I don't want to. I am afraid. I don't know how, because I am not good enough, and so on. We often find they have been berating themselves for years for something they never wanted to do in the first place, or they have been criticizing themselves for not doing something when it was never their idea to begin with. Often it was just something that someone else said they should do. When they can see that, they can just drop it from the should list. What a relief that is. I felt that losing that burden from the should list. Look at all the people who try to force themselves for years into a career they don't even like, only because their parents said they should become a dentist or a teacher. How often have we felt inferior because we were told we should be smarter or richer or more creative like some relatives? See, here comparison comes. People don't understand this, but अगर आप अपने बच्चे के साथ भी अगर ऐसा comparison करते हो तो we are just installing a limiting beliefs in themselves, in them. So the idea of should needs to be dropped today. right now itself. What is there on your should list that could be dropped with a sense of relief? By the time we have gone through this list, this short list, they are beginning to look at their life in a new and different way. They notice that many of the things they should do, they notice that many of the things they thought they should do are things they never wanted to do, and they were only trying to please other people. So many times it is because they are afraid or feel they are not good enough. The problem has now begun to shift. I have started the process of releasing the feeling of being wrong because they are not fitting someone else's standard. Next, I begin to explain to them my philosophy of life as I did in chapter 1. I believe life is really very simple. What we give out, we get back. The universe totally supports every thought we choose to think and to believe. When we are little, we when we are little, we learn how to feel about ourselves and about life by the reactions of the adults around us. Whatever these beliefs are, they will be recreated as experience as we grow up. However, we are only dealing with the thought patterns, and the point of power is always in the present moment. Changes can begin in this moment. Loving the self. I continue to explain that no matter what their problem seems to be, there is only one thing I ever work on with anyone, and this is loving the self. Love is the miracle cure. Loving ourselves works miracles in our lives. I am not talking about vanity or arrogance or being stuck up, for that is not love. It is only fear. I am talking about having a great respect for ourselves and a gratitude for a miracle of our bodies and our mind. So she continues teaching how to love yourself. Love to me is an appreciation to such a degree that it fills my heart to bursting and overflows. Love can go in any direction. I can feel love for the very process of life itself, the joy of being alive, the beauty I see, another person, knowledge, the process of the mind, our bodies, and the way they work. Animals, birds, fish, vegetation in all its form, the universe, and the way it works. What can you add to this list? And we'll work on this. Let's look at some of the ways we don't love ourselves. We scold and criticize ourselves endlessly. We mistreat our bodies with food, alcohol, and drugs. We choose to believe we are unlovable. We are afraid to charge a decent price for our services. We create illness and pain in our bodies. We procrastinate on things that would benefit us. We live in chaos and disorder. We create depth and burdens. We attract lovers and mates who belittle us. What are some of your ways? If we deny our good in any way, it is an act of not loving ourselves. I remember a client I worked with who wore glasses. One day we released an old fear from childhood. The next day she awakened to find her contact lenses were bothering her too much to wear. She looked around and found her eyesight was perfectly clear. Yet she spent the whole day saying, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. The next day she was back wearing contacts. Our subconscious mind has no sense of humor. She couldn't believe she had created perfect eyesight. Lack of self worth is another expression of not loving ourselves. Tom was a very good artist and he had some wealthy clients so who asked him to decorate a wall or two in their homes. Yet somehow he was always behind in his own bill paying. His original quote was never enough to cover the time involved to complete the work, and anyone who gives a service or creates a one of a kind product can charge any price. People with wealth love to pay a lot for what they get. It gives the item more value. More examples. Our partner is tired and grouchy. We wonder what we have done wrong to cause it. He takes us out once or twice and never calls again. We think something must be wrong with us. Our marriage ends and we are sure we are the failure. We are afraid to ask for a raise. Our bodies do not match those in the Gentleman's Quarterly or Vogue magazine, and we feel inferior. We don't make the sale or get the part, and we are sure we are not good enough. We are afraid of intimacy and allowing anyone to get too close, so we have anonymous sex. We can't make decisions because we are sure they will be wrong. How do you express your lack of self-worth? See, whatever I read, these examples, most of the things I hear from people, and it is like unconsciously, like people are not even aware कि ऐसा कुछ वो बोल रहे हैं, which is making them lack their self-worth. So with this, I think we already came to 30 minutes, और अभी भी हमें 3-4 पेज और पढ़ने हैं. तो वी विल डू यू वांट मी टू कन अच्छा ठीक है, वी विल स्टॉप हियर, वील एंड हियर, एंड वील कंटिन्यू दिस रीडिंग टुमारो. And what I want you to do is few of the activities once again, go through it, figure out like what are the things you think is a problem in your life right now, in terms of your health, relationship, career, finances, your why your life is not working. I want you to uh, just revisit to the questions which earlier Louis Hay has asked. Mm, and then create your should list. Just try to replace it with your could list and see how or what difference you are feeling today. Start loving yourself, and if you're seeing something is bringing joy or something is happening like a miracle, notice that whether you're denying that and you're getting back to the same old pattern, or you are creating your own worth. Okay, so we need to catch our thoughts where it is taking us to in the lack state. Okay, so this is what we are going to end this reading today. So thank you for joining. Have a good day. Bye.